Hi, it's Anne from the Useless Crafter. All right, so I had a special request today for Skye from Paw Patrol. So when I up this character, the first thing that I notice is her face is kind of long. So if you want to make Skye without any obvious seams, we're going to have to do a smaller size. Okay, so right away, like I'm looking at the face, and the face is more than half the size of her body. So if you think about that, let's say her face is 11 inches or 11 and a half inches, then the most we can do this is going to be about 22 inches. I'm going to see what I can get away with, okay? But it's long, so unless we slice it, or actually, you know what? Maybe I can make this eye a little bit bigger and we can slice it right there. Okay, that's what we're gonna do. Okay, let's make this 30 inches and see what we have. Okay, let's go over here and reduce it so we're not like scrolling up and down. Okay, so you see right here, if I can make this eye a little bit bigger, how would I do that? Okay, I think I know. All right, so we're gonna mess around with this a little bit right now. Okay, so let's ungroup this thing and oops, undo. I want this eye. Here we go. So let's move. It did it again. Hold on. Okay, so I grabbed that. Let's move this out of the way. What I want to do is basically, I want, so let's duplicate this, put this back. I think it goes like right around here. Okay, here, let's contour and get rid of everything except for this eye. So I want this. I don't want this. All right, so now we have this eye. And let's move this arrange send to the front. And you see how it's in that right pattern? Okay, so what I want to do is I want to let's ungroup, no, you know what? I don't want to unlock it. Let's just make it slightly bigger to the point that we're going to see. I want to do it like right there. So I'm going to take that plus her face, okay? Stick with me, and let's slice this. So now, okay, so now, yes, okay. Do you see how there's a break now? So her face is this piece, her mouthpiece, and this piece. So because it's three individual pieces instead of the two connected, and let me show you what I'm talking about. So let's move this over. Let's, oh, wait, hold on. Resume, hold on. I want to upload. Will it let me upload? Let me move this over for just 1 second. Sorry. Okay, we're going to upload her and we're going to compare her so that you can see what I'm talking about. So let's insert this, make it big. So this is the original character. So do you see how this piece right here, it's connected through here? So her face, when we go to ungroup it, I'm going to show you what I mean. Her face, oops, not that one. This face, is that her face? No. Hold on, please. Is that her face? That's her face. Let's contour this. Hide all. And you see how her face, even at this size, so how big is she? She's, 35 inches. How did I make her so big? But, why does it keep doing that? Where is it? There. Her face is 17 inches because it's one big long piece. So it's more than half her body, right? So now, because we made this slice a little bit bigger, let me go back to let me go back to contour this and bring it show all again so you can see it's not, oops, darn it. I keep doing the wrong one. Hold on, contour. Okay, so now I'm bringing it back. So this is what it looks like. And let me make this bigger so you can. Now, I'm not saying keep her eye like that. You could probably move things around a little bit more. Let me try to move. Oops, that's her. This is what I want. Oh, it keeps doing that. Hold on. So you see, if you move it like that, I don't think that you would notice the fact that this is now open. But because it's open, these individual pieces now are all, they won't have a seam in them. So I think that looks great. I honestly, if I saw the two, I wouldn't really know which one is better. Um, like I wouldn't naturally say this is the original. But that's just me. I don't know these characters, but I feel like deep down, being unbiased as much as possible, I don't think you can notice that. Okay. All right. So let's get rid of this girl. Let's work on this little doodad. All right. I do like my characters at 30 inches. So I'm going to change this to 30 and let's, the other piece that's going to be big is going to be her vest. Let's see how big that vest is. Let's contour that, hide all. Oops. I want this. Okay. Oh, it is there. Is it? There. I want. Okay. So, oh, okay. Her vest is not bad. It's 9.6 by 7.02. So, perfect. I think that we're pretty much going to have a seamless project. The only thing you're going to have seams on is the black of the outline. And you can see she's covered. Everything else is covering the black outline. So this is going to look, it's going to have minimal seams. It's going to look really, really good. Okay, so let's start ungrouping everything. So we'll move everything over. Okay, let's work with this background. So this background is 21.5 by 30. That means if we do 11 by 11, you're going to have two columns because 11 plus 11 is 22. So that will cover the width of this, and then three rows because that will cover the 30 inches. All right. So what I mean is, and I'm sorry because I'm recording, let me go over here and pop in some squares. Okay, here we go. So the square, what you want to do is you want to go to your size and just type in 11 and hit tab, and the square will be 11 by 11. I like using 11 by 11 because I don't like dealing with half inches, because technically you could cut for a 12 by 12 piece of cardstock, the Cricut can cut 11 and a half by 11 and a half, right? But if we did 11 and a half, we would still have 6 squares that we would need to slice. So that's my reasoning. All right. So we're going to use the position feature over here because we want to make these 6 squares flushed and not overlap and not miss any pieces. Okay. So if you drop this down and you go to your position feature, your X coordinate and your Y coordinate, all I'm asking you to do is round to the nearest whole number. So this is 11 point whatever, make it 11. This is 3.1, make that 3. So what we're telling the system is your x-axis is the one that runs across. So we're saying go 11 over and go down 3. And that's the tip of our rectangle square. Go ahead and duplicate that. And now if you put this one over here, then all you need to do is, again, just round to the nearest whole number. So this is 22.2, make that 22, make that 3. Technically, you could do the math. If this is at 11, 11 plus 11, this should be at 22, right? Okay, so grab both these squares and duplicate. Then you just need to put this down close enough here. And again, make this 11, this 14, and now you have 4 flushed squares. Duplicate again. We still have this pair and put it down here. And this is 10.88, make that 11. This is 25 something, make that 25. All right. Grab this guy because he's poking out and arrange, send to the front. So here she is. And I mean, this image, there's nothing. Let's just make it a little bit bigger so we can double check. You just want to make sure, for instance, that we don't cut this little piece right here. Let's say the seam is right here. All of a sudden we cut this right here. You're gonna have this piece hanging off by itself, and then you need to tape it to the rest of the piece. So you want big, 6 big pieces, nothing hanging, right? So I don't think we have a problem there. So now this square is this big corner. Oops, gotta move it over and make sure she's all in. This square is all good. Oh, we want to move this a little bit over, right? We don't want a little sliver over here. So let's move that over and see if we're good. I think we're good. Everything else is a-okay. All right, so let's start slicing. When you're slicing, because basically right now this piece is, her black background is 21.5 by 30 inches. Obviously, we can't cut that with our Cricut. So what we're doing is we're slicing out 6 squares where it's now within a range that the Cricut can cut, okay? When you're slicing, you can only slice 2 items at a time. We're slicing 1 square and the image at a time. So when you take your cursor, you just need to grab the 2 items and slice. So now you have this piece. Now it's 10.3 by 8.4. We can cut that with the Cricut, right? Let's grab the middle piece over here. Slice. And I like moving it over and keeping it in order because when I take it off the mat, I don't need to think about where this piece goes. I look at it and I see, okay, it's my bottom right corner. All right, let's continue slicing. Alrighty, let me show you what happens when you pick up 1 too many pieces. So again, you can only pick up 2 pieces to slice, right? So let's say I accidentally pick up 2 squares and the image. So when you go to slice, it's grayed out. I would say all the questions that I've seen when it comes to slicing, it's definitely user error. You're picking up 1 too many pieces, okay? Okay, here we go. Last slice. Got that piece, and by default, this piece is all by itself. Everything else, all your slicing results, you can grab that and you can delete it. Okay, so that was fast, right? So we have our 6 pieces. Now all we need to do is we need to separate these pieces so that we can, this is 16.3 by 27. Obviously, we don't have that, but we can, I'm thinking we'll need to contour. Contour will be easiest for us. Contouring and slicing. So let me grab some squares and circles. Okay. So all these pieces, they're all grouped together by color. So we need to separate them because we don't have a piece of cardstock that is 21 by 21, right? So you will take your square, for instance, make it really big because we can reuse this square. Let's at least separate these 2 pieces, okay? So we're going to slice the light brown with this big gigantic square. And so now her face is separate from her body. So here are her legs. And now we can slice out this leg by doing this, using the same square, okay? And we're going to grab it like this. And so you could keep this together. This is 6.3 by 9.6. Technically, you do that. Or you can even slice out this paw and, just save space. That's all we're doing right now. We're saving space and making it so that we can cut it on the Cricut. So now you have these pieces. Later, when you go on your mat, you can maybe move it like this to save space and cut it like this, right? So now that's too big. You can't do that. But you know what I'm talking about, okay? All right, now her face is still too big. What you can do with her face is, because this is going to be hard to slice out because it has curves, let's look at this piece. It's 4 pieces. So we're going to use contouring. If you want to separate these and however many numbers of pieces you have, so in this case 4, we need 4 copies of it. So let's duplicate 2, 3, and 4. Go to contour, and we're basically hiding all the pieces one by one. So now we have the bottom jaw. So here's the bottom jaw. Next one, let's go to contour, hide all. Let's do the nose. Let's deselect this one. So now we have just the nose area by itself. Okay. Then the next one, contour, hide all. We want maybe this guy over here, and we want to deselect this one. So there's this little sliver. And then we want the top part of that face, right? This one. So hide all. We want this one. We deselect this one. And there you have it. So there is her face in individual pieces, right? So now you can cut it on the Cricut and it's all good. Okay, let's see what else we have. The pink. Okay. Let's move the pink down here. We can still use the same square, right? We can do this and slice. Now we don't need the slice results, right? So you can just get rid of that. But we have this and we have this. Now this is her eyes. I would separate these two because it's 7.6 by 2.7. You're just kind of wasting space, right? When you're going to cut it. So I would do this, slice. So now you have this little piece by itself. Delete that. And you've got this eye. When you go to cut this, you can make it closer, right? And now it's 3.4 by 2.5 instead of 7.6 something. Okay, this little guy. We could keep all this together and just get rid of this. And I think that will help us make the cut. So here we go. Slice those two things out. All right, so now, yep. So now this piece is 10.8 by 7, and then you have this little guy over here. Now, I don't know if you want to make these all separate dots. You could add a little circle in between and weld it so it's one piece, but I think it's going to change the way it looks. So I would keep it like this. This girl isn't in too many pieces. I think it's doable. Okay, so what else do we have? We have the eyes. It's not a big deal. Technically, the Cricut can cut the eyes like that, right? But let's not waste the space in between. So let's do this. Slice. So you have that. Get rid of that. And here are so there's her eyes. What else do we have left? That's by itself. So we have just the purple and the brown. So let's slice away, right? There. So that little piece is all covered. The rest is not covered. Grab that, slice. And we can deal with the stuff at the end, like all the slice results, and just we can just continue moving down this square and slicing out all this stuff. So that's why I like to make my square really big, because you can keep reusing it. Yep, slice. There. And slice. So we can keep this all together. Let's move this out of the way. We can get rid of all our slice results. We don't need any of the gray things. But now all the brown pieces are separated. Now with this, depending on the image, if you don't want to deal with these small individual pieces, I would take, for instance, this little circle that I brought in earlier, And this is what I mean. This is small enough. I don't think it's going to matter. So I would make it really small, duplicate it, okay? And maybe put it like right here and put this one right here and duplicate that one more time and put this one maybe right here. And then I would weld that. So now instead of having 4 pieces, this is now 1 piece, and you can just easily change the color back. Go up here to color and make it that brown that it was. Oh, it's this dark brown. Okay, that's up to you. I'm not familiar with this character. I don't know if that would change the way it looks. But and she's kind of in big pieces, so I'm not too worried that you have a lot of pieces to deal with on this one. Okay, so now I think all we have left is the purple. Okay, now the purple, this is Crazy Town. These little pieces I'm not a fan of. So I would group those for sure, group these and slice them if that makes sense. And this little sliver right here, I don't even know if we need it. It's too small, right? I got rid of all my circles, didn't I? I did. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna grab this. Hold on. No, sorry. I would group this and this so it becomes one big piece. You might have to slice this because it's too long, but we'll see. So let me bring in a couple more circles. Okay. I know I had to double check because there were 2 girl characters for Paw Patrol. And like, I'm not sure which one is Skye. So there you have it. Okay. So this is what I'm talking about. I would do this. So kind of make it an extension of the pocket shape. And now it connects all of them. So watch. When I go to weld, see now it's all one piece instead of 4 pieces. I would do that here as well as maybe that's it. All right, let's slice this and see what we have. So again, I'm still using my same square. All right, let's go here and slice this. Oh, you know what? Let's go to contour and get rid of that. I don't think anyone will notice that that piece is not in there. Okay, here we go. So let's slice out that. Oops, I picked up too many pieces somewhere. What am I picking up? Oh, see? Its slicing was grayed out because these little pieces were underneath, so I had more than 2 pieces. Okay. All right, now let's see. Yep, now we can slice. Okay, so these 2 pieces are out. I would weld those 2 pieces together. Get a circle in there, weld that. There's no reason it needs to be 2 pieces. I don't know if I can get that. All right. I'm thinking, okay, let's duplicate this and contour. Hide all. Let's get the C by itself. So here we have it. Let's group this contour and get rid of the C on this one. And let's see what we have. Yeah, this is long. I think we're going to have to, I would slice it right there and then make these 2 pieces together, make these 4 pieces as one and these 3 pieces as one. So this whole thing becomes one. That's how I would do it. So I would do this. So this, I would put a circle here, some circles here and here, and this will become one item. I'm not saying make it one big blob, but just delicately, you know, piece those two together. And this, let's see, this is still too long. So I would, well, I guess we could do this. And we can slice, oops, here, let me turn it this way. Come on. So now this is 9.7 by 4.5. This guy over here is 6.2 by 8.9. Okay. All right. So let's get rid of all this stuff. Let's get rid of the square. We don't need it anymore. Get rid of these slice results. We don't need that anymore. And don't need this circle. I think we can go make it. So here's the white. You can move this closer if you wanted to. Let's see. These are our black pieces. Pretty big pieces. I don't think there's anything that we can combine, but these two we can combine. So I would maybe move this one. I would click on this, go to your three dots, move to another mat, and let's add it to this mat. So we're going to go from 3 pages to 2. And then on this one, let's move this guy over to this other brown mat. So we went from 3 to 2. And then next time you can have 5 by 12 piece if you wanted to save it for something else. All right, let's look at this light brown. So this light brown, whoa, we can move this. Let's move this one to the first page. Right, that fits even. Oh, okay, that was grouped together. Of this guy, it is what it is. But, oh, wait, there's more. Okay, so we can consolidate here. Let's move this guy over to this one. I don't think I can get him to fit anywhere. So we went from 5 pages to 3 pages of the light brown. Okay, the purple definitely can be consolidated here. Move to another mat. Let's move you over. Maybe we can fit something over here. Especially if you're using glitter cardstock. I like to save my glitter cardstock. Okay, what do we have here? That was okay, this one. So turn it. Oops. Move you over there. And then, so instead of 3, we have 2 pages. Can we move this? Okay. Pink is good, but you could move it like this. And the reason why is because if you're using glitter cardstock, then the next time you have a 4 by 12 piece, more easy to use. And there's your red. All right. She's going to look amazing. She's going to be seamless. I love it. All right. Keep me posted. Tag me. I want to see these pictures of you guys doing it. And if anybody has any other requests, please just comment here on YouTube or on my Instagram or Facebook, all the useless crafter, and I would love to help you out. All right. Bye, guys.